Good afternoon, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and we're going to be talking about the second article of the United States Constitution, and this involves the President of the United States. President of the United States serves for 4 years, okay? And up until Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the President of the United States could serve as many terms as he wanted. However, when Franklin Roosevelt died, there was an amendment made to the Constitution that said that nobody could serve more than 2 terms as President of the United States. So, before Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the President could serve as many terms as he wanted. After President Roosevelt, nobody could serve more than 2 terms. Okay? Alrighty, now, how is our President picked? Well, he is not picked, okay, by the popular vote. House of Representatives are, senators are, but not the president. No, there is something called the Electoral College. It's not a real college, but it's a group of electors that are appointed by Congress. Okay? Actually, they're not really appointed by Congress. They're actually appointed, sorry about that mistake, they're appointed by each state in the Union. Illinois appoints a certain number of people to participate in the Electoral College. Now, keep in mind, no senator that goes to the U.S. Congress and no person from the House of Representatives that goes to the U.S. Congress can be an elector in this Electoral College. Okay? So it has to be somebody that is, anybody that participates in the Electoral College cannot be a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, and they cannot be a senator. Okay. So, how many electors are appointed in each state? Well, each state sends 2 senators to the U.S. Senate. So that's automatically 2 people that have to be appointed to the Electoral College. Illinois sends 19 people to the U.S. House of Representatives. Okay? So, we have to appoint another 19 people to be a part of our Electoral College. Okay? So, we have 21 people in our state that will be appointed this year. Okay, we're having an election this year. We're having a presidential election this year. We're going to have 21 people this year from the state of Illinois who will be part of the Electoral College. These people will not be a member of the United States Senate. They will not be a member of the United States House of Representatives, but they will be appointed to vote for the president. Okay. These electors will do the following things. They will first meet in each state during the election. Okay? And they will vote by ballot for 2 people. Okay? One will not be living in their state. Now, it may be one of those things where neither one live in the state. Okay? So, whoever the presidential candidates are, one of them that these Electoral College people vote for will not be living in that state. So in other words, in this Electoral College thing that we're having this time, if the people voted for President Obama, which originally lived in this state, then they would have to vote for somebody else that did not live in Illinois. Okay, and I know Newt Gingrich doesn't live in Illinois. I don't think Rick Santorum lives in Illinois. Ron Paul does not live in Illinois. So they could vote one of them as well. Okay? And they shall make a list of all the people voted for. And the number of votes for each. Okay? They will sign this and certify the list. And then they will place an official seal. They will seal up the envelope with all these votes in it. They'll put an official seal on it, and the seal will say, "Seal of the Government of the United States." Then they will send this to the President of the Senate. So whoever the President of the Senate is at that time, he'll receive all of these votes from the Electoral College. Now, the next thing that'll happen is the House of Representatives and the Senate will all get together in Washington, D.C. The President and Senate will open up each one of these ballots from the Electoral College. He will count all the votes. And then, from that, he will decide, whoever has the majority, that person will be then president. Okay? Now, originally, what they did was they found that the second person on the list, whoever had the majority on the second person, would then be the vice president. So you could end up, back in the old days, you could end up with a Democratic president and a Republican vice president. Okay? That doesn't happen anymore. I'm not really sure why. I will find out. But when they founded this Constitution, you could end up with a Democratic president and a Republican vice president. And just ignore that phone. Okay? Alright, now you say, well, okay, how about what would happen if more than one person voted for by the Electoral College got a majority and it was a tie? Okay? Let's say that two people on that list, that Electoral College list, got the same number of votes. Who breaks the tie? Well, that's done by the House of Representatives. The U.S. House of Representatives would then choose the president. And you say, well, what happens if nobody gets a majority? Again, the House of Representatives would then vote the president. Okay? So, the U.S. House of Representatives gets to decide who the president is if the Electoral College fails to do so. Okay? Now then, the president must be a natural-born citizen. Now you say, well, some of the people that were in the colonial times at the time of the ratification of the Constitution were not a natural-born citizen. They made an exception for those people. But after that, you are either a natural-born citizen or you aren't president of the United States. That was the way it worked. Okay? The president must be 35 years old. If you're any younger than 35 years old, you aren't going to be the president of the United States. Now, here's the kick on this. Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor of California, but he cannot become president of the United States because he was born in Austria and not here. It's that simple. Even though he's lived in the United States for some time now, because he was born in Austria and not here, he cannot become president of the United States. It's that simple. Alright, now, not only do you have to be born here in the United States, but you also have to live 14 years in the United States to be president of the United States. So if you don't live 14 consecutive years here in the United States, you still aren't going to become president. Well, I was born here, but I'll live 6 years, and I ended up being in Italy for the rest of my life. Sorry, you still can't become the president of the United States. It's that simple. Alright. Now that I've told you all of this, I will tell you more in a future video, and we'll cover more of Article 2, so stay tuned.